Donald Trump rape a 13-year-old? Shocking question to ask, right? Here's another aberrant allegation. Did he kill a newborn? The latest tranche of documents released in the Jeffrey Epstein investigation has detonated across the political and cultural landscape like a flashbang. Blinding, disorienting, and impossible to ignore. Among the most incendiary moments in this disclosure is the appearance of draft emails containing grotesque, sensational allegations involving the US president, claims so extreme that they have ricocheted through social media before many readers have paused to ask the most important question. Are these accusations proven? The White House's response has been unequivocal. Officials have dismissed the claims as unfounded, false and untrue, and sensationalist, stressing that if any credible basis existed, such material would have surfaced long ago in political or legal proceedings. Still, their mere presence in the files raises the unsettling reality of this entire release. The Epstein archive is not a neat ledger of guilt and innocence. It is a sprawling, messy record of influence, exploitation, rumor, evidence, and power. And that is precisely why it has seized the public imagination once again. So why has the Department of Justice released these files at all? Now, this is not simply an act of bureaucratic transparency. It is the result of law. The Epstein Files Transparency Act, signed into law in November 2025, required the Department of Justice to publish its investigative holdings related to Epstein and his co-conspirator, Ghislaine Maxwell. The DOJ released more than 3 million additional pages alongside 2,000 videos and 180,000 images, bringing the total disclosure to nearly 3.5 million pages. The department has explained that because of the volume of material and legal obligation to protect survivors' identities, the files must be made public on a rolling basis rather than all at once. Transparency, in other words, comes with redactions, delays, and a sense of dread. The new revelations, familiar names, fresh scrutiny. If Epstein's crimes were committed in the shadows, his social world was populated by the brightest public figures on earth. That reality is again impossible to escape. The newly released documents contain references, some serious, some peripheral, to men who have shaped the modern era. Donald Trump, Bill Gates, Prince Andrew, Lord Peter Mandelson. Each has become a lightning rod in a resurging storm. Draft emails attributed to Epstein contain allegations about Bill Gates, including salacious claims involving foreign women. Gates' spokesperson has categorically rejected these accusations as absolutely absurd and completely false, describing them instead as evidence of Epstein's efforts to entrap and defame powerful people when relationships soured. The files, in this case, may reveal less about Gates' conduct than about Epstein's manipulative reach, even from behind the scenes. Prince Andrew's name, already synonymous with Epstein's scandal, reappears in communication, showing continued proximity even after Epstein's first conviction. For many observers, the shock is not that Andrew appears again, but that the architecture of elite impunity feels so stubbornly intact. In Britain, the reverberations have been immediate. New documents reportedly show financial payments connected to Lord Mandelson, triggering renewed scrutiny and leading to his resignation from the Labour Party to prevent further embarrassment. This is no longer merely an American reckoning. It is a transatlantic scandal of governance and privilege. There is something uniquely horrifying about the Epstein files because they operate on two levels at once. One, they contain real evidence of monstrous crimes. And two, They also contain unverified claims, drafts, hearsay, and investigative debris. The Trump-related allegations illustrate this tension perfectly. The Department of Justice itself has signaled that some claims circulating in the material are, quote, untrue and sensationalist. This is the paradox of transparency. When a government releases everything, the public must sift through what is true, what is allegation, and what is Epstein's own poisonous mythology. Why is Epstein dominating the headlines? Epstein refuses to fade because his case is not just about one predator. It is about a question that gnaws at modern conscience. How did a convicted sex offender move so freely among presidents, princes, billionaires, and policymakers? The files are not compelling merely because of celebrity proximity. They are compelling because they suggest a civilization in which power is often adjacent to rot, and accountability comes painfully late. The documents reignite scrutiny precisely because they suggest contact far more extensive than previously admitted by some global figures. And even when wrongdoing is not established, association itself becomes its own kind of revelation. The Epstein Files Transparency Act has forced the DOJ to open the vault, but disclosure alone is not accountability. Survivors remain waiting. The public remains furious. The powerful remain implicated. Sometimes legitimately, sometimes loosely, sometimes unfairly. And Epstein, even in death, continues to contaminate the present. This is why the world cannot stop reading. Not because people crave scandal for its own sake, but because buried inside these millions of pages is the unresolved question of our time. Who knew? Who enabled? Who escaped? And why?
Been fighting so long and so hard that they don't know what the they're doing.